Why should we listen to kids? Well, first of all, I don't know if anyone here is tired of that drumbeat of always hearing you have to do more with less. More with less, please. Who has done a better job of doing more with less than kids? Right? The cardboard box is the most popular Christmas present of all time. Right? This, in case you were wondering, in case you didn't know, this is a chocolate-covered sprinkled donut after my daughter Lucy is finished with it. My Lucy's 5 now, almost 5, and I took this picture a couple years ago. She's our oldest, my first, and I remember when I took the picture, I'm like, oh my gosh, there's so many things they don't teach you about parenthood, things that you have to teach your kids. I realized that now I have to teach her the proper way to eat a donut. And after I took the picture, it occurred to me that, the donut police did not break into our house and revoke her donut eating license for eating a donut incorrectly. Now, I do a lot of seminars where I'll ask people, what are some rules that don't exist that you sometimes live by? And it's sometimes no one raises their hand because it kind of actually makes sense, because if it's a rule that doesn't exist that we follow, we don't even realize it could be broken. No one has ever said, sometimes people bring donuts into work, and I kind of just want to lick off the frosting and the sprinkles, but I don't because I'm not supposed to. No one ever says that, but I'm willing to bet there's at least a few people in here who would love to do that once in a while. But you, Mayor, you would like, yeah, a lot of us would. But we don't, because that's not the proper way to eat a donut. So I realized if this is a rule that doesn't exist, how many are there that way? What opportunities are in front of you by deciding to change something different from how you've always done it before? And there are these rules that don't exist. They're everywhere. They're everywhere in business and society and our industries. I don't care where you work, right? People only care about what a computer can do, not what it looks like. Steve Jobs turned that one on its head, right? Now, that could have been a completely disastrous failure that no one wanted. It ended up working, and it was the foundation for what has led to iPods, iPads, iPhones, things like that, right? Many, many, many years ago, it was assumed, it was common knowledge, that moviegoers will not sit through a feature-length musical cartoon. They used to have cartoons at the beginning of movies, like little short ones. And someone came along and said, well, I want to make like a movie version. They said, no one will ever sit for that. Well, good thing Walt Disney didn't listen to them, because he changed the whole industry. He actually created a new industry, right? What's interesting then is, like, decades later, there were people who said, yeah, well, that works, but they really won't sit through a feature-length movie made with CGI animation. Good thing John Lasseter did not listen to them, right? And so there's great benefits for looking at some of the things that are common knowledge and being curious enough to say, well, what if we did them a different way? But there's also danger, right? Because if you decide not to, you could also be in trouble. It's not just like, well, we're doing fine. Things will be fine. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. It's working. That doesn't work anymore in today's society, all right? Case in point, people rent movies from stores, and you need to charge late fees to make sure they bring them back. Netflix said, no, you don't. What if we did things a different way? So that was great for Netflix, but not so great for Blockbuster, who last week it was announced that they're now closing all of the Blockbuster stores because they didn't move quick enough. They said, well, things are fine. Everything's working. Why would we change anything? So my wife, Kim, was making grilled cheese sandwiches, and she asked Lucy if she wanted to help. And Lucy was convinced. She said yes because she thought like maybe buttering the bread would kind of be like spreading frosting, and she had done that before with cookies. So Kim gave her a knife, and she said, okay, what you have to do is to put butter on here, but only butter one side. So she did. She followed directions exactly, right? When it comes to the problems that we have and the things we're trying to solve, sometimes we don't need more money or more legislation, or what we really need is just a new way to look at things.